Ship's log entry 10-23. The Elderbrain Dracus wasted no time asserting influence over Wendy McDonald. In close proximity to the psychic might of the Mind Flayer leader, the diminutive fairy was unable to resist the urge to eat brain matter. While all seemed lost, the little illithid spy was able to learn a crucial piece of information. The strange piece of technology known as Formyth ate the souls of those who wielded it. Meanwhile, Max Ina and Beaufort Gubbins searched the decommissioned Dyson Sphere for their compatriot and data pertaining to Yaush the Beholder, who had been radicalized in that very laboratory. Instead, the duo came across a new type of life form, a cyborg born from the suffering inflicted on a decapitated head. This creature, half mind flayer, half robot, reveled in both the infliction and the reception of pain. It attacked Tully's monsters relentlessly, nearly killing the Ardling Max Ina. The away team was badly shaken by their experiences aboard Dracus's Dyson Sphere. They had managed to defeat Rommel and the newest model of robotic illithid, but the Elderbrain still lived and Yaush was building an army somewhere in the far realm. The Beholder was racing against time to kill any chance for peace in the galaxy before the tadpole in his brain killed him, at which point the resulting Mind Witness would turn over all its collective military forces to Dracus. All of these events weighed heavily on the Tully's monsters as they returned to the Rezubian. Wendy was ashamed of her behavior in the presence of the Elderbrain. Beaufort was responsible for a fresh new horror unleashed upon the galaxy, and Max Ina was having their soul eaten by an alien cube. Despite all the negative aspects of the mission, there were great successes. The team had managed to shatter the trigger hand of the deadly mind flayer Rommel. They had destroyed the hybrid laboratory where relentless sadists were being manufactured, and they found a unique pulse frequency which could be used to track down Yaush before the tadpole turned him into a pawn of the most dangerous Elderbrain in the galaxy. More importantly to the away team, Bridget Gubbins and Cortazar were safe. That would have to be enough for now.
Yeah, welcome back to season 10 of Dice Funk. The away team is having a great time last we heard them. I believe the last episode ended with everyone having the awkward silent drive home where no one's really addressing that everyone's had a bad day. So the away team returns to the Rezubian, dragging behind them a room full of greys. Usually when all of you get back to the Rezubian, your first stop is to go and speak to Ophelia, the species resources head, for your mission debrief. Is that what you're... I feel the need to ask. Do you go do that as normal? Because I know that Beaufort may have... I don't know whether Beaufort would go and do this, or whether Beaufort has other places to walk straight to, I guess is a question.
I think his point of order would be just go speak directly to the captain about the incoming shitstorm.
Yeah, okay. So I think the way this maybe plays out is that Ophelia sort of like, as usual, prepares to sort of greet you to do the debrief, and you just walk straight past the room. Do the rest of the team stop to engage with Ophelia, or are you following Beaufort just heading straight for the captain?
I think on the way there, Wendy's intending to go to see this important meeting, but she sees King Humongous, a goblin, on the way, and gets distracted and wanders off to go see what this guy's up to.
All right. I guess I've seen this happen in the home team episodes. I'm going to mentally slack Captain Slack and say that we gotta talk in private immediately.
Yes, Beaufort. Come to the brine pool. I'll close the doors. We can have a quick chat.
And he sort of beckons you up to his. He beckons you over to the brine pool, and then some doors come up and sort of fold around, and now you've got a little bit of privacy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he'll go into the room, and at this point he still doesn't have his arm attached again. And he's gonna go, all right, I'm going to be blunt with you. I have done something unconscionable, probably for your tastes, and it has had a negative side effect on the artificial bodies, at least in one instance thus far. Do you want the results first, or what I did?
I feel like the results is probably where we need to start.
Yeah. So I sent off, as you are aware, a package of data on brain suffering to Pavroth. It appears that he then integrated it into his models, and I can tell from at least one instance, Wendy's old hive has acquired said bodies and generated a psychotic robo-illithid.
The good question mark news is that I have not heard any other reports of this happening, so it's not, to my understanding, like this getting plugged into one of those mechanical bodies is, an instant recipe for every illithid that uses them to instantly become, murderous and villainous or anything. I'm going to have to contact Pavroth, and we're going to have to, work out whether you encountered a isolated incident or something of a ticking time bomb. That we cannot know.
I'll just start with the point where it's going to matter to you. I have smuggled the decapitated head of a criminal onto this ship and then used that to excise raw human suffering.
Captain DeMille doesn't respond instantly. For a creature who is not speaking out loud, it's surprising how much, the silence in the room feels a lot louder than it did previously. And after a moment of consideration, the captain simply says,
"And where is this head now?"
Quarters in a locked Faraday cage.
Okay. The head needs to be brought here instantly.
Do you want me just to carry it through the ship? Put it in a box? What are we doing here?
It needs to be brought here in a way that will not draw attention to the fact you are doing so. You need to get that here now.
So I'm assuming he's giving me the order to grab it currently right now.
Yeah, he is telling you to go get that head and bring that head.
All right, yeah, he'll do so. It's gonna still currently be in a time abyss to keep it quiet, and he'll just put it in a carrying case, opaque box, and take it from there.
I picture that when Beaufort walks out, Max Gamer, just trying to act casual along the wall nearby, acting like an art.
Like you haven't had your ear pressed up against the door,
right?
Okay. As soon as you are back, the captain will sort of motion you to put the box down, and will say,
"How long has this been here?"
Last time we touched base for the long haul, I brought it aboard the ship.
And I assume that the memories that have been distributed were acquired while on this ship.
Yep.
You put me in an incredibly difficult position. Can I be frank with you?
Of course. Wouldn't I want it any other way?
There is every chance we cannot go home. Right now, we have no way of getting the Rezubian back to Seoul. And we are on the precipice, it seems, of imminent war. And on paper, you would need the book thrown at you. It is what should be happening right now. I should be, shouting thoughts at the top of my mental lungs. I should be. Look, the truth is, I cannot afford to throw you in a locked room right now. You are one of the people on this ship who is capable of fighting if this place breaks into full-scale war, and I cannot afford to not have you in a fight at this moment. So here is the deal, Beaufort. When this imminent threat is over, we will see where things land. We will see what state we are in, what state us going home is in, whose jurisdiction we are under at that point, and then we will deal with the consequences of what you have done here. But for now, I need you on this ship. I unfortunately need you. I need you not just to care about what your sister cares about. I need you to be on this mission, and I need you to be serious about it, because I cannot afford to be one person down right now.
Beaufort rolls his one shoulder for a second, and then I guess levels his gaze at the tank and says, "You brought me on this ship to do one thing, and I'm not going to pretend it was anything else. You brought me here to be a weapon for you. That's what I'm going to do. I am going to be your weapon in this war you want me to wage. Did I fuck up here and cause you a problem? Yeah. Am I ever going to apologize for it or feel bad for what I did to this piece of garbage? No. And I also know what illithids do to people when they get upset with them or when they break their laws. We're not that different. So, I am going to fight this war for you. I am going to kill that beholder for you, and then I'll deal with the consequences and fall on whatever sword may be.
I'm not going to disagree with you, other than to say, don't tar all illithids with a single brush, because you have done a thing that you should not have done. I do not like the assertion that your acts are justifiable because you say to my face, "Oh, illithids have done bad things, so I can do this."
You said you're going to throw the book at me. What's that punishment going to be?
That depends on who it is that's throwing the book at you when that's done. Whether that is Seoul or whether that is here. I am not going to chop your head off and stick you in a time-locked box and torture you for brain information. I can tell you I'm not going to do that to you. And I will fight like hell if any jurisdiction tries to do that to you.
You are acting like you know me and what motivates me. I'm not going to pretend I haven't done something horrific. But I will never apologize for what I did to this man, and he is the only person I've ever done this to. Does that make it better? No. But it's a line I've never crossed again, and I don't need to cross it again, because I made sure no one would ever do what he did again.
I cannot set the precedent that this kind of vigilante punishment can be going on this ship at this moment. I understand there probably was a reason, but you have to understand I am trying to manage a crew that may never get home, and I cannot be having this in a ship that is turning on itself as frequently as it currently is.
I will take your directives and follow them as instructed.
I'm glad to hear that.
At which point you are sort of dismissed away. Now, are Cammy and Max still just eavesdropping outside the room?
They've scooted a little bit away from the door, but it's still kind of in the area. Yeah.
As this is all going down, there is going to be a message over the mental intercom, specifically to Wendy, calling Wendy up to Captain DeMille.
Will King Humongous carry Wendy to the bridge?
I feel like you would need to do a hell of a lot of convincing to get King Humongous to carry you up to the bridge. King Humongous would rather you be carrying them somewhere. Like, do you have a sales pitch for why King Humongous would want to carry you up to the bridge?
Well, I'll roll persuasion. It's a -2, so I assume I'm gonna really fuck it up. Yep, that's a 2. Wendy says, "Carry me, or I'll tell everyone you haven't always been here." It'd be devastating for your reputation.
No one will believe I've not always been here. I've always been here.
Damn, that's really convincing. In fact, I'll use enlarge reduce to make myself bigger and you smaller so I can carry King Humongous to the bridge.
Indeed, I've always been here and you've always wanted to carry me. Okay, so you've now carried King Humongous up to the bridge, only to then put him down because he doesn't really need to be here on the bridge.
Yeah, the captain lets me in, and King Humongous scampers away, and I realize, oh wait, I completely lost the plot.
Yeah, once you're with the captain, he is going to very quickly address you and just say,
I apologize for this, Wendy. I'm going to need to confiscate your cloak.
Cap? That's inappropriate. I'm gonna have to call HR. It's Fifi. The captain's trying to undress me.
I am having a very stressful day, and I really could do without the jokes today.
Oh no, we're on a comedy podcast, Captain. It's gonna happen.
Look, jokes are going to happen, but I do require your stealth cloak that Beaufort provided for you.
Do you think it's full of cyber perverts?
No, I don't think it's full of cyber perverts.
Is that catching on? Are we calling them cyber perverts? I feel like that's the catchiest thing we've called them so far.
What are we calling cyber perverts?
the thing that Beaufort made that was like the really horny murder robot.
Oh gosh, the cyber sadist, yeah,
Oh,
the cyber
yeah.
masochist, right?
Sorry, yes, brain.
No. Look, I don't think it's going to be used for any purposes, but I need to know where this thing is, given its ability to allow people to go very undetectable very quickly. I need to put this in evidence just so that I know where it is. I'm sorry about this.
Wait, we have evidence? Is there like a whole evidence wing of this ship I haven't seen? Is there just like boxes
Yes, and I will never tell you where it is. It's got all the coolest shit in it.
Oh, shit.
You know when I confiscated all of the bubblegum guns from the ship? They're all in there. I get to play with them and you don't.
It's just like the ending of Raiders of the Lost Ark, somewhere on the ship.
So it's like the teacher's drawer with all of the like confiscated toys and things.
God, yeah. Yeah, when all of the crew of the Rezubian for a couple of weeks got like way too into like pocket creature cards and like stopped doing their jobs around the ship because they kept playing pocket creatures. That's where all the cards got confiscated to. You know, all the cool stuff is in there.
A hard drive of Dot's horrific hentai that was confiscated when she was arrested.
Sometimes Demille just goes down to the lockup and makes the Mewtwo's kiss.
And then reads the fanfiction Dot wrote about how the Mewtwo's kiss.
I like the implication here that Beaufort is going to take a cloak made for a very tiny person and use that to hide.
Look, spells for making things bigger or smaller exist, and the captain is just cautious of the existence of a, hey, I'm going to evade detection thing. Just being overly cautious for a moment.
All right, so I lose my cloak of elven kind, and it goes to the mysterious evidence room that is now
Yes.
not somewhere on the ship.
Look, if you want to, like, ditch everything I've planned in the next arc, just be trying to... if you want to do a home arc where you're just trying to find the hidden supply closet that has all the cool shit in, you know, that now exists.
Yeah, let those guys fight the big werewolf or whatever.
Yeah, let the level, like, 4s... level 4, 5? Is that what we're at? I don't remember what home's at. So, Beaufort, are you just heading back to your room, I assume?
Yep.
Okay. When you get back to your room, you see Bridget sat against your door.
Okay. I think Beaufort's probably also collected his arm by now and reattached it because he's going to need it for the following part of his plans.
She stops and she looks at you and tries to, like... You can see her visibly, like, try and make herself look, like, a little larger than normal. And she goes... I don't know what is wrong, but I'm gonna be a good sibling and make sure you're alright.
Bridget, I'm gonna be fine. You got nothing to worry about, but it's something that you cannot know about.
You know that if I were in the state you were in earlier today, you wouldn't let me just tell you I was going to be okay and that be it.
Beaufort's going to kind of avert his eyes for a second and then go, Bridget, I love you. You're my baby sister. You only have the vaguest idea of the types of things I do to people. You cannot find out what I do. The nitty-gritty of it. Only Bruce knows what I really do. And there's a reason he and I can have some rather heated conversations. You would not be able to speak to me again. Do not make me tell you.
I don't care what the consequence is. I don't want to be scared away from making sure you're okay.
So you've said I have insight on advantage on rolling against Bridget to try to understand her. I have a +1 to this, so this is going to be bad no matter what. Does Beaufort think she could actually handle this if he told her? And this actually, I guess, isn't a question that can really be answered because the answer is that what I was going to say is, would she look at him differently? And the answer is absolutely. Like, no matter
she would
what.
absolutely look at Beaufort differently, but yeah.
Currently, the question is, would she be able to emotionally handle what he would tell her in a second? That's an 8 and a 12.
With a score a little above average on insight, I think that you can see something in Bridget that tells you that this wouldn't be a surprise. She might not know the specifics of what you've done, but she's been, part of a big family, and big families, things don't stay quiet in big families. Particularly big families where age is spread as thinly as, large families end up being.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he'll just take her inside and I guess recount step by step the exact history of what occurred when this person first essentially tried to rob him. He let them go, and then they, essentially in his opinion, throwing his one time of giving someone mercy away, threatened her and everyone else in his family's life. So he did the worst possible thing he's ever done to remind himself that he could never allow himself to not be a monster, because that is what he has to be in his eyes.
We grew up on a ship that used to get attacked until one day that stopped. And it was no secret that people were scared of us. I'm not going to say you did the right thing, but this might be the first time you've ever talked about what you're struggling with, rather than just trying to make it a one-way street where you protect us and we don't get to help you. And I'm glad I know. And I don't see you as any less of the person you are. And I'm glad to see you rather than you the person rather than you the figure.
I don't think Beaufort can actually say anything in response to that. I think I have to make a save here for him to not cry.
Yeah.
And I don't know what that would be.
I think that's Constitution. Yeah.
Oh, he's got a +7. That's what I'm gonna roll this with disadvantage, because I think this is the first time he's shown an emotion in about 20 years.
It's the inverse. You have advantage against Bridget, and she has advantage against you.
Yeah, I think that's an 11.
Yeah,
so I don't think he's full on sobbing, but I think he's definitely actually crying.
I think there's a couple of tears going. And Bridget just motions to give Beaufort a hug.
Yeah, he'll absolutely get it back. So this is the give it back. So, he will absolutely give it back. So is this the part where I talked about what I got for my level up?
Yeah, what did she get for your level up?
Okay, well, I realized that I built my character wrong 2 months ago, so that was fun. I never selected my skills correctly, so I just had 2 skill uses that weren't doing anything. So now I have training in medicine and perception as well. So I've got a +5 to those now. I've got 99 hit points. And I've taken the Sentinel feat, which means that Which means you have mastered techniques to take advantage of every drop in an enemy's guard, gaining the following benefits. When you hit a creature with an opportunity attack, the creature's speed becomes 0 for the rest of the turn. Creatures provoke opportunity attacks from you, even if they take the disadvantage before leaving your reach. When a creature makes an attack against a target other than you, and the target doesn't have this feat, you can use your reaction to make a melee weapon attack against the attacking creature. We talked about modifying this based on what Beaufort might potentially be doing in a minute, but I think this scene is kind of ending, so we can talk about that later, potentially.
Okay, so with that out of the way, Austin, do you want to talk about what Wendy's up to between missions?
So Wendy is a level 12 barbarian. Nothing too interesting there. She just evened out some of her stats. She's at 18 strength now, 10 intelligence. Not particularly worth talking about. But when she leaves the captain's office, the bridge, I guess, she wants to go see Cortazar. They haven't spent too much time together since meeting back up during the werewolf mission. We actually haven't spent a downtime scene with my best friend. So I think they're gonna meet. Maybe if is there like a combat training area, or is that just the gym? We've established the gym as the place where Wendy gives combat training, so I think they're gonna be there.
Yeah, I think the gym is like you can book out a little time session to be like, everyone else get out the gym. We move the weight machines to the edges, and you've got some big space for doing some fight training.
So I'm picturing like smash cut from like Captain being like, turn in your cool cloak for reasons that are not your fault. You didn't do anything wrong, but we're taking things from you. Smash cut to her just throwing the lance at Cortazar's head. And you're like, the audience is like, whoa, what the fuck? And then Cortazar summons some kind of a shield and blocks it, and it's clear they're just sparring.
Yeah. I think, like, Cortazar's first move in the sparring is to, like, head over to the wall and hit the button that turns off the gravity, to be like, no, I'm going to prove that I can do anti-gravity fighting.
You wiener, I can fly. That doesn't stop me at all.
But I can't, and I'm going to prove that I can still fight. I'm not going to be terrible this time.
I'm going to bounce you off the floor and ceiling, Coco.
Oh, you can try.
Okay, just for funsies, I'm going to do my reckless attack here. 19 and 17, you fool. You absolute rube. I'm just demolishing you.
I hope he fucking botches so bad.
Okay, yeah, give me the rolls.
The damage there is 22.
Okay, Cortazar is gonna go, well, watch me not entirely miss-hitting you this time, probably, maybe. So let's do a roll to hit. 21 to hit.
Oh, it does hit, yeah.
12 damage, so not as much, but, like, Cortazar on the first attempt has managed to, like, bounce off of a wall and use the momentum to hit you.
Yeah, Wendy flies over, lances him into the ceiling, he bounces off, and Wendy just, like, sticks her tongue out at him as he comes in and bank shots her like a billiard ball with a big shield. And she's, actually, before I even quit back at you, you know what this means? Unstable backlash.
It is. Give us that roll.
80.
Okay, what does 80 do?
She's like, Coco, you can't hit me that hard. I'm gonna turn you into a mountain inside the ship or something.
I couldn't have scripted this better if I'd planned it.
Oh no.
You've just had your cloak taken away.
Oh no.
You are now invisible.
Oh shit. Yeah, when he goes, no, you hit me too hard, Coco. I disintegrated. I'm dust in the wind.
Look, I am capable of hitting things in zero gravity right now. I'm not that good. Am I? Am I that good?
She's like flittering around him, just like teasing him, just being like, I'm gonna haunt you, Coco. You'll never sleep again.
Oh no, the ghost of my terrible, very good kicks in zero gravity. I was just too cool.
No, I in addition to kicking your ass, I do need your emotional support right now because one of my friends invented cyber perverts, and that's now a thing that's in the world. And my other friend is having their soul eaten by their sword or staff or bow. It does a lot of things. I don't really know how it works. Everything's coming apart at the seams.
Yeah. Look, I have not been with you for a lot of the stuff you've been up to the last couple of days, but yeah, it seems like there's a lot. Like the culmination of a lot of very complicated things are all unfolding.
Yeah, you're not helping though. I need you to help.
Okay. So look, I'm not good at helping.
She pokes him in the butt with the ice pick.
He tries to poke her in the butt and then realizes he doesn't know where her butt is.
My ass is invisible, boy.
Your feelings aren't invisible. I see them, and a feeling shared is a feeling halved. Does that help?
I'm gonna have you.
God. I can't believe Cortazar hit her with the "that's rough, buddy."
Cortazar sort of like looks where he assumes Wendy is. I don't think it's where Wendy actually is, but he tries to sort of lock eyes and goes, look, I'm being jokes. I'm not good at the feelingsy stuff, but I know that you have a lot of stuff constantly changing around you all the time. And I hope that me being here and that not changing is something stable. I don't know how to offer much more than that, but I ain't going anywhere, and neither are you, because you're great.
You know what would make me feel better, Coco?
What?
If we killed Dad.
I mean, that would be pretty good. He's been a real fucking jerk.
Yeah, let's just go on a little road trip, just a little family outing, and let's just do brain surgery on Drake.
Patricide. Patricide.
I like what you're saying. I do think we're gonna have to think about it slightly more than let's just go do a road trip and kill Dad. Dad is very not easily killable.
Yeah, he did this really fucking cool thing where we tried to fly away in the ship and he grabbed it psychically. It was supposed to be intimidating, but I was just like, damn, that rocked.
Right? Like, issue number one is what if we go back and, we go to kill him and then he's just like, hey, I'm really cool. And then we're like, oh, you are really cool. Oh, maybe we don't kill you. Like, that's problem number one.
It is a problem standing up to him that I'm just really impressed all the time.
Yeah, he needs to be less cool so I can, kick him.
I mean, but if we have the right tools for the job, I just searched on this, the interweb thing that the humans made, and there's this thing called a craniotomy, where you just take a sharp thing and you just knock the brain out. It's supposed to be done on humans, but I think it works for a big brain.
So this is you do a thing and there's just no brain stops being inside.
Yeah, I'm just gonna.
That seems like perfect. Why are we not killing all of our enemies this way?
She once again just rudely pokes Cortazar with her ice pick invisibly, and it's just like we just poke him real hard out of the brine pool, and I think we can do this. It's got to be a coordinated poking, a 3-pronged poking.
Okay, well we are gonna need specifically. We're gonna need to have gear prepared for this specific fight. I have an idea. Oh, you have a what? You have a dad killing weapon? Have you been secretly harboring a dad killing weapon?
I don't have it, but I did see the blueprints for a dad killing weapon.
Go on.
Okay, so when we got the mission briefing about the suck scientists, remember at the station? We were
the ones that sucked.
Yeah, those guys. We were talking about Barry and how his brain didn't activate detect thoughts scanners, and Beaufort took out a marker and drew on the wall this device. It was like the Barry Blaster 9000 or something, and it was like if we harness Barry's lack of brain activity, it can counteract brain activity.
Oh, I see what you are saying. We could make like we could make like anti-psionic guns, anti-psionic spears, anti-psionic shields. Oh,
Something like that. Yeah, I'm not a expert, but Beaufort can make some kind. If Beaufort can harness Barry into some kind of gun, and we can shoot Dad with it, I don't think it'll kill him, but it will keep him from turning us inside out 20 miles before we get to him.
yeah.
This is actually what I wanted to do for my next downtime. So I'm pretty happy with this.
Really? I didn't run this past anyone.
I was thinking like, okay, I mentioned that thing like, I don't know, 3 months back. Maybe I should follow up on that.
Yeah, look, people are putting pieces on the table and we're using them. Gortazar looks in the direction your voice is coming from and says, "We gotta go find ourselves a Barry."
Yeah. Also, we gotta get Beaufort into a room with a box of scraps and help him make this thing. I don't think the captain would approve. Beaufort's in trouble, so we might have to do some crime.
It's Beaufort. If we put a box of mechanical stuff in front of him and say, "Hey, we want to make a machine that also will," we had to take a Barry hostage to do it, I feel like Beaufort to be on board.
Yeah. Are there any rolls you would like me to make now? Because I don't think this downtime we're gonna finish all the preparations. It's like after this arc, basically, we'll be ready to attack Drakus.
Yeah, I'm looking at the thing trying to work out what I want you to roll, because, like, is the roll simply going to be a do you successfully capture Barry roll?
Yeah, I don't know if we need to capture him like a mousetrap or something, but
He is regularly getting captured by mousetraps on this ship already. Get a laser pointer and you got him pretty much.
Yeah, like, I want to say stealth or sleight of hand to briefly capture Barry in order to, like, get some readings.
Yeah, we just want to scan him.
Yeah, you want to get some data that can be applied to the schematics. Like, Beaufort left, like, some open brackets that were like, what is the frequency of Barry's lack of brain?
I am invisible. Do I get advantage in my stealth?
Yeah, I think you gotta get advantage on this.
25.
Oh yeah, no, describe to me how you just absolutely steal from Barry.
I mean, I feel like Barry's walking down the hallway. I fly behind him, grab him by like the shirt collar, and just pick him up like an inch off the ground, and then just slowly. He thinks he's still walking, but I'm piloting him to the medical wing or whatever, and I just sit him down and brain scan him before he realizes. He's like, "Oh, what's going on?" And I'm just like, "Shh, you're sleepwalking, Barry. This is
again.
I like that we refuse to describe what he looks like.
No, every camera like angle is carefully orchestrated to never show his face. And then I scan his brain. We get the stuff that Beaufort can use to construct the psionic anti-psionic weapon in over the next couple episodes or whatever.
Yeah, the pieces for that are in motion. So yeah, I think now is when we're gonna jump over to Max.
Yay!
Yeah,
All right.
What are you up to with this downtime?
So my question is, what other sorts of like recreation activities can be done in the Rezubian? Okay, we have like the Cone Gauntlet. There's like the bar. Like, is there a karaoke bar? Is there like a theater? Like, what sort of other?
There's a whole entertainment deck that was the setting for the second home arc. You all haven't known about it, but there's literally a whole wing of the ship.
Yeah, there's like a cinema. There was a big enough space that you could put like a circus tent in there. Like, if you want to say a place exists for your downtime, it can probably be there.
Yeah, I picture that they're doing the Entertainment Gauntlet this time. Just like,
is this you've got to go and do like every entertainment activity in the entertainment wing like within a couple of hours?
Pretty much, yes. That's sort of what they're doing this time. In this route.
Okay, I think this starts with you and Cammy together, and Cammy's like, look, I know we're only like 4 minutes into the film, but I don't think we're going to finish the gauntlet if we watch the whole 90-minute film. So like, I think we could just like Google the ending. So we need to get to the bowling now.
Oh, okay. I think we know that the ending is going to be that one's the bad guy anyway. So
I mean, like the fact that they put the shirt that says evil on him probably means he's the villain. Anyway, we got to get to the bowling now.
Okay. And then
what's a good roll to see how quickly and efficiently you get to the bowling? Athletics.
Athletics. I was gonna say. Let me just get to the character sheet here. Oh gosh, I was just trying to think like what would be the most absurd thing for them to be doing to kind of like. Wow, that's a 20 from Max there.
Oh yeah, describe how you very efficiently like parkour your way to the bowling alley.
Well, the big thing here is like, okay, so in order to get to the bowling alley from the theater, you got to get through the skate park, and you got to keep in mind that there's a skate park, but there's also sub-skate parks in there. Because you have the skateboard park, the roller skate park, the roller blade park, and of course you got to have like the scooters, right? You know, the little like razor scooters type thing there. So like you just got to parkour through there. At one point, I'm pretty sure that one of them is on a skateboard, the other one is wearing rollerblades. There's like a cut, and then they've swapped places in that respect, and then they hop out of one of the half pipes in order to make their way into the bowling alley.
That all of that goes exactly as you wish, and thankfully that does mean you can tick off all of the subsections of bowling from the gauntlet on your way to the bowling.
That's right. Yeah. So like, it's just, and honestly, there's actually a variant of bowling that involves skating on the way over. So we got multiple types of bowling addressed in one go as well there. So
exactly. Cammy is keeping the very detailed list as you go. You can get a stamp at each of the little sections as you go. So Cammy's just like making sure all the stamps are done.
We got the hypercube that has all the things. There's a 4-dimensional card that has all the different activities on there. It's very difficult to perceive cleanly, but you know, it's convenient. It's one small little location. But yeah, I think while they're doing these things, they're just sort of like, you know, making the small talk as they're going along. And as they're working through their one of only like 4 frames of bowling before they have to bail out in middle of a game.
Cammy has 2 bowling balls in hand and is bowling them on 2 different lanes at once in order to like go, okay, so we'll take the frames from that one and the frames from that one and act as if they were like one game. Okay, yep.
One of those lanes also is specifically a bumper bowling lane. The other one isn't, so you're getting both flavors at the same time.
Exactly.
Like when Cammy and Max do for downtime, they're just like speed running all the different variants of it.
Yeah, there's only so much time and too much fun to have.
Max will just sort of remarks like, geez, I really I feel bad for brushing off Wendy like I did. I mean, I know they're just trying to lighten the mood, but I was just after that fight with that, well, I don't know what to even call it, like a cyber sadomasochist illithid machine thing. I don't even know. It was a bit intense to say the least.
Yeah. No one wants to be having a fight where someone is having that much fun.
Yeah, I mean, they were wearing the evil shirt all right in that fight early on, and I should have just gotten out of there quickly. But
yeah, sorry, Dice Funk listeners. I did forget to tell you last episode that the cyber pervert was wearing a shirt that just said the word evil on it.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, that should have been the first clue.
It should have been the first description of it. Max will then say in any consolation, though, I did get to at least show off a little piloting on the way out there, which was fun. It's been a while since I got to do that.
I'm glad. Yeah, I know it's been a while for you, but
All right. Oh shoot, we got to do axe throwing and archery at the same time next.
oh god. Okay, we put the axe in the bow and we use the bow
Yes.
to shoot the axe. There we
Right,
go. That's
right.
2 activities.
Yes.
I think we're still just about on time as long as we also okay, if we swap for ice skates and we ice skate over there, we can get back on track.
Right. Got it. Okay. Right. Okay. Let's go. They just sort of just leave while the lanes are still in the middle of a game.
Oh yeah, no. Look, there is precedent for the gauntlet. Like you see the very exhausted employees being like, "Oh, okay, another one," as they haphazardly start to. They don't even like fully tear it down because they're like, "Look, someone else is going to be on the gauntlet and they'll finish the match. They'll appreciate it's already been started."
Gosh, ice skating. Well, it's all like borderline. You have to create the ice in front of you while you're ice skating behind it, just to make sure you can get over there safely.
Exactly. Maybe carve some little ice statuettes in the ice behind you so that you've done your ice sculpting for the day.
Right. So we got ice sculpting, we got ice figure skating, and ice hockey to do on the way over. So
yeah, on the way to using the bow to fire the hand axe. Yeah,
That's right.
It's a very normal day here on the Rezubian.
And I just picture just kind of being like, you know, the Max's general like mood shifts back to sort of one of just calm elation, et cetera, as they're going through all of this. We don't need to go through every single activity because, let's be honest, we don't have enough time in the entire season to go over that. So,
exactly, there's not enough time to do all 3,082 activities in the entertainment sector.
Mm-hmm.
There's just so many things to get up to.
But I do think that as things wind down, I guess the question is, were they successful? I mean, the answer is probably no, but were they successful at their in their efforts there, or how far did they get? Is the other question.
It is a very challenging gauntlet. I'm gonna need a what do I want? What do I want this to be?
We can do like a constitution
survival.
Survival.
I feel like
survival.
I need to know how well you survived navigating this.
19.
19. Look, you got closer than the pair of you have ever gotten before on this. You got down to like the last handful of activities, and like you purely forgot that. What are 2 very similar things that you forgot? It's slightly different.
We forgot street hockey when we were going through the skate park there, right?
Oh, exactly. You did the ice hockey, but you forgot you forgot the street hockey, and there wasn't time to like run back to it and do it because you really needed to do it like while you were there where the hockey sticks were. But like you were tantalizingly close. Like people were like watching from the sidelines, like, oh, is it actually gonna happen today?
Well, we'll take our high score for this round and be happy with that.
You each get a little badge that says, "I almost achieved something."
It's a little ice cream cone pin that just looks like
it's an ice cream cone pin. It's an ice cream cone pin, but the ice cream has fallen off of the cone and is like splatted next to the cone.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess afterwards, Max is just going to be thinking like, well, we didn't quite do it, but you know, it's just reminding me that just being out here with you just kind of makes it all worth it, you know?
I'm glad to have someone else out here that, you know, that makes it worth it in the bits that aren't the work.
I don't know what's going to happen in these upcoming days, weeks, whatever it is, but you know, I the big thing is just that I want to do everything I can to make sure that, you know, you and I that we just have something to look forward to, you know?
I'm sure you will. You always seem to work it all out in the end.
I'm sorry if I make you worry about me, Cammy.
Oh no, I never worry about you. You got this.
Well, I think it's it's getting close to turn in for the night. Do you think it's okay if I just spend the night over at your place instead of my quarters?
Yeah, that's no problem at all.
There's just like Max just sort of smiles a bit and just lets out a little sigh of relief, and then they start heading on over to Cammy's quarters. Do you want me to give the level up information for Max at the moment, or do you want?
Yeah, let's get the level up info
So,
for Max.
As they're traveling along, Max is a level 12 warlock now. They get a feat, which I picked one of the caster like initiate feats, just to get a few extra spells in their kit. So they have light, sacred flame, and healing word. There's more healing components in their kit there. They also get a new warlock invocation. So I took the very not edgelordy sounding life drinker, which allows Max to add their charisma modifier to damage done by their packed weapons. So now when they hit with one of their like weapons, they do plus 11 damage on all the hits with it. So that's
nice.
Fun. And that's basically all I got there. Also, their maximum hit points are now 75 instead of 69. So
the era has ended.
The era has ended. Rest in peace. But yeah, when they go to Cammy's quarters, I think the best way to describe Cammy's quarters is that they're not a cluttered mess like Max's quarters are.
Yeah.
I would say that among things, she has like a little work desk. She probably has like little models, like little miniature models of like ships and stuff that are kind of built up on there, and other little details. And she keeps things quite a bit more tidy than Max does, at the least.
Yeah, I think like definitely the kind of room with like nice display cases. That there's a little light switch if you just want to light the display cases to see the nice models.
With like little LED stuff, and then of course there's like little schematics for invention plans, little blueprints. Some of them have like big X's written across them, or just revision needed, possible hazard, possible OSHA violation, kind of things on some of them. But yeah, like Max just is sort of like little. The two of them are tired from the gauntlet, so I think they're just going to settle up and probably just doze off after making some further small talk and the like, unless any other checks need to happen at the moment. You think?
No, I think if you just want to head to bed, you are welcome to do so. Are we going to the Formyth zone tonight?
Well, it is level up and it's downtime, so it does seem accurate to do, yes. So let's see what happens here this time.
Yeah. So you told me one thing after last week's recording about what you wanted to do this week in the Formyth zone. Why don't you tell everyone what you're planning to do this week in the Formyth zone?
Well, the first thing Max is going to do is just check on / apologize to Evan, because when Max tried to call out Evan, they didn't initially come out and required a few checks. So Max was just going to check in on Evan and just make sure that they're okay.
Evan pops up and is like, "Oh, hi. Yeah, no, everything's fine."
Okay, I was just in a nervous spot and just was kind of decrypting everyone, and you didn't come out the first pass, and it's okay. I just thought that something might have went wrong, you know?
Did I not? Oh. I don't really... There's not a lot of continuity between me showing up and next time I show up, so I didn't know that I didn't show up. I'm sorry about that.
Oh, no need to apologize. It's just wanted to make sure that you're okay. All right. I have something I need to discuss with my mom. But I'll talk to you later.
Okay. And Evan seems just completely fine.
All right. Max is going to seek out / find their mother, Dash Ina.
Yeah. Dash manifests just fine.
So I think I need to kind of, I need to become a bit more capable to help, fight whatever is happening with Yaush or with the other other entities that are just trying to disrupt the efforts to create peace, and so I can make sure that I can be able to get back to Cammy safely as opposed to nearly dying. So you told me that you were able to just sort of decrypt people very quickly from in here. So can you help me do that?
I understand. Let's do this. And I don't know if we need to go into too specific on the mechanics of this, but I think sort of what Dash tries to walk you through is trying to basically let all of the forms through at once. And rather than trying to call out one at a time, just opening yourself up to, I need to help someone. I need to be strong enough. I need to make sure that I can do what needs to be done. And just sort of really opening yourself up to that, letting that desperation be known to the space. And as you do this, you start seeing multiple new forms start coming through, one after another. We don't need to go into too much specifics, but if you want to quickly montage some of the things that are popping up here.
Okay, so I'm just going to loosely describe the species of the entities that we're seeing come forth. So we got a bullywug with a gun, a satyr with some sort of sling type thing and a huge red scarf, a lizard folk, drow, and a harpy and a Goliath, just different entities showing up, each wielding a different type of weapon, with different ornamentations and stuff about them and manners of clothing, as they all just seem to start coming out from different basically places within the larger, almost decryption space that Max has been in the past.
I think the thing is, you're not even getting the challenges here, is that by opening yourself up to that sort of desperation and having that be out there, I think that these forms are just seeing you and just skipping straight to the step of, okay, yeah, no, here you go.
Max was definitely a little tense because they're thinking after the first few requiring almost a duel to kind of prove the worth, Max is a little taken aback by just how the others are just starting with Dash and the others just sort of, I wouldn't say conceding, but just sort of seeing Max and then just being you got it.
Yeah, there is certainly a degree of you are making it clear that you need this, and they are not testing you.
Have
we gone through all of them, or are there any left to go still?
There's 2 left on my list here. This is gonna be off recording. There's stuff on my list. You know what those 2 are. If we want to suggest those 2 appearing, we can.
I think if you want to suggest those last 2, and then I will tell you what happens next.
Yeah. The last 2 that appear to be some sort of just an elf and some sort of like synthetic robotic warforged type entity appearing and just sort of walking on with the others towards like the conference room space, kind of past Max. And after those last 2 move by, I'm assuming that Max is sort of left in the space, whether or not Dash is with them, but they're just out in that space.
Yeah. As soon as the last form decrypts, everything starts to shift. Until now, you and this space have felt somewhat separate. There has been you and this place that you come to.
Mm-hmm.
And that separation suddenly doesn't feel as clear as it did. And you feel your feet on the floor. They're not stuck. Like, you can lift one foot and, take it off the ground, put it down, but they feel like they keep returning to being connected to the floor. And then you cease to be aware. The following morning, Cammy wakes up simply to see Formyth and not Max.
Oh my god, it ate Max. Yes. Yes.
Oh. So, Skitch, you want to tell us about Cammy's character sheet?
Okay.
Cammy wakes up, sees Formyth just sitting there on the bed, and while she's trying to contemplate what is going on in her head, Cammy is an Ardling, a Cape Fox Ardling, fighter, a level 12 fighter at that, with her subclass being a variant of Arcane Archer that I'll explain in more detail once we get a little bit further along here. But she sort of wakes up, sees Formyth there, sees that Max isn't there, blinks a few times in surprise and sort of like pushes herself out of bed, peers around and just starts calling out for Max, and after a moment just sort of like runs out of her quarters to run over to Max, on her way to Max's quarters and such, and she's liable to just bump into someone in kind of her hurried approach to this whole situation here.
Okay, so just to clarify, Cammy is leaving Formyth behind in her room, correct?
Right. She's leaving Formyth behind.
Yep.
Formyth is staying in the bed. She's not interacting with it yet.
Okay.
I mean, the question is, does it follow her? Is the question.
You never pick up a suspicious cube that promises you power. It doesn't go well.
Okay, so... Okay. Cammy is heading towards Max's quarters, correct?
Correct.
Okay. I don't think Cammy immediately notices, but maybe like halfway there, she realizes that Formyth is following. And when she turns around, Formyth will mentally say, "Do you need my help to find Max?"
Cammy just gives it a quizzical look and then just sort of respond back, in the same medium, just like, What have you done to Max?
I wouldn't do anything to Max. Why would I do anything to Max? We've been traveling together. It's been wonderful. But surely you could, use some help, some additional power in trying to find out what's happened to Max.
Cammy just sort of lets out a frustrated little sigh and then just looks at Formyth and will say, if Max has been with you this long and you can't tell me where they are, how can I trust you to help me find them?
Well, Max was trying to, thought that the answer to finding their mother might be in me. Maybe the answer to finding Max is in me.
Yeah, and when Max was looking for their mother, they found them inside of you. So are you telling me that Max is inside of you right now? Is that the surprise?
No, of course not. Of course not. Look, if you don't want my help, that's fine. I'm sure I can find someone on this ship that would appreciate my gifts.
Listen, if you keep this up, the only help that's going to be happening is I'll help put you in a box and put you away somewhere nice and safe so that you can't make a deal with anyone quite yet until we figure out what's going on, okay?
Okay, that's fine. You go have a look. Go have a look for Max. I'm sure you'll find them.
Right. Are you going to keep on following me?
Oh, not if you don't want me to.
As long as you keep quiet, you can follow me wherever you want. Because if Max is inside of you, I don't want you out of my sight for too long.
Well, I don't think you have much choice about that. There's one way you can keep me around.
Anyways, and Cammy just sort of gets frustrated and moves to get over to Max's room.
There is one sight you do see on the way to Max's room that does maybe catch you a little off guard. I was going to mention this earlier, didn't get a good chance to do it, but Cammy's been away, so Cammy wouldn't have seen this yet. You do pass. There are some tubes along the ceiling of the Rezubian that were not there before. Like, basically, picture like Austin, how would you describe these tubes? Did you call them ferret tubes?
I can put a video in the chat of like a house that's been rigged with the tubes that little ferrets go. Yeah, ferret tube system auto-completes.
Yeah, listen, I'm familiar with that. We have those in Shard Point, so I'm very familiar with those.
Yeah, so there's a ferret tube system, but there is what appears to be a single floating eyeball, but it's like white and it's got like little teeth on the end of its tentacles, just floating around in ferret tubes around the ship.
Can Cammy identify what it is?
Yeah, this is gonna be, I'm gonna say Arcana to know what this is.
Wow, that's a terrible roll for Cammy. She only rolls a 12 with her +9.
A 12. Here's what you can tell with a 12. There's not many things that you know of with one eye and tentacles. It's probably some kind of beholder. Like, not a normal one, it looks a bit different, but it's probably a beholder. But just like a little one.
Kill the child, Cammy.
Oh, gosh. I'm gonna have to talk to Captain DeMille about this. And then she just keeps on going over to Max's place.
You arrive at Max's place? Mm-hmm. Max's place is empty.
Well, as empty as, there's still clothes all over the place.
It's in exactly the state that you would expect it to be, just minus a Max.
What if it was completely empty and Formyth ate all of Max's clothes?
It burps up like a pair of underwear.
Okay, look, Formyth starts eating Max's clothes, being like, I wonder if Max is under these.
Hey, you stop that now, okay?
Maybe Max is under the socks.
You will never catch me playing a warlock for precisely this reason. It always ends in someone eating my pants.
Like this is like I'm trying to think of like this is like the inverse Haru from like Gundam. Like Haru's like a sweet little baby, and this thing is just like a little bastard right now. And Cammy just like, all right, that's it. I'm gonna talk with Wendy and Beaufort about this.
Okay, have fun.
You're staying with me, okay? And I'm not going to do anything about like working with you, but you're coming with me, all right?
Okay. So before we do this meeting up, Dan, did you have a thing you still wanted to do with Beaufort before the team sort of recoalesces?
Absolutely. There is a war coming, and Beaufort is a combat cyborg, and he got dog-walked by someone that was just kind of better than him as a cyborg in a couple of ways. Ergo, that means he has to upgrade himself. We don't have to dwell too much on this. I think it's like narratively, it's like a lockdown shot of a workbench, right? And it's the shot never moves, but there's like a shadow moving around you. There's like tools being moved and powered up and stuff. And then like you see Beaufort's arm get placed, left arm, his like still human arm, gets placed down onto this work table, and then like a red line displays across his arm right at the Tully monster tattoo, like right above it, and there's like a sound of a red line appears across his arm right above the Tully monster tattoo. And then a whirring mechanical sound clicks on, and it cuts to black with the sound of a plasma cutter discharge.
Okay. So yeah, we're gonna have to get the party back together this morning, and how does this go? Cammy, are you specifically trying to seek out the rest of the party?
Yeah, Cammy's going to go back to her room, go to her work desk, pull out something from one of the drawers, basically what looks like an experimental revolver, effectively, and then go seek out Beaufort and Wendy. In fact, anyone on the ship can use like the mental Slack thing, right?
Yep, anyone on the ship can connect via mental Slack.
Cammy is going to ping Wendy and Beaufort and ask for them to meet her in Max's quarters.
Okay, so Max's portal gun is gone, to be clear?
Yes.
Wow, I lost my cloak and you lost your gun. We lost our best equipment.
Yeah. Upon arriving down, you see Cammy, and not Max, and Formyth floating there.
Is Wendy still invisible?
No, you are no longer invisible.
Oh, dang.
Dan, you didn't get the permanent upgrade.
You didn't get the permanent one this time.
Fair enough. I did get a good use out of them, which was scanning Barry.
Exactly, you got a good Barry scan out of it. Yeah, so the second you both walk in, Formyth goes, "Oh, it's terrible. Max has gone missing. Wouldn't you like some help finding them?"
It's the soul-eating cube, Wendy says, stabbing it. 16.
16 to hit. 16 does not hit.
Listen. I don't think we're going to get much progress here antagonizing it for the time being. Wendy, Max said that you told them some information about Formyth. Can you tell me what you know about it?
Yeah, Wendy just repeats everything that Drakus, the big brain, said. There's a network of these things. They eat people's souls. Too dangerous to be harnessed by the Mind Flayer Empire.
Well, Cammy is looking for like a port on Formyth now. It's like, okay. Maybe
is Formyth just dodging my strikes? Because I'm just trying to stab it with an ice pick.
Formyth is just like floating around, avoiding your strikes, being like, Oh, well, I wouldn't have to keep dodging you if we worked together.
If you just hold still, I'm just gonna see if there's like
I'll show you where the USB-C port is if you just team up.
As everyone's like panicking over this and trying to like attack it or find like a port to go in, Beaver's gonna say, "Wait, hold on a second. This is different. This never talked aloud to us. Max only told me that it spoke to them right at the start when they found it. This is in a different state."
Yeah, I think it's like a Venus flytrap situation. It's currently in an open mouth mode, trying to get someone inside, and then once it's inside, it stops talking.
Of course I'm trying to get someone inside. I'm trying to get someone inside of their fun, amazing, powerful destiny.
Right, but like a Venus flytrap, if it closes on something it can't eat, dies. It might be vulnerable right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to help me stab.
You're taking a bit of a blunt approach.
No, it's very sharp.
Hey. If there's multiple of them, if they're communicating, maybe it's like a mesh network, okay? Maybe we can use this to figure out where the others are. And if we can find out where the others are, maybe we can find where they're communicating from.
Formyth at this point just starts to float toward the exit to the room and goes, "Oh, you're all boring. I'm going to find someone who wants my help. I'm pretty sure Barry would accept the call to adventure."
Hey, Beaufort, can you trap that thing for the time being?
Yeah, okay. Well, first I guess I'll close the door.
Formyth's floating towards the door going, "Barry, do you wanna be a hero? Do you wanna be a destined hero? You could save the galaxy."
Barry doesn't know what a hero is other than a sandwich. Come on.
Exactly.
Do you want to be a sandwich, Barry?
Yeah, Beaufort's gonna try to, I guess, grab the cube.
You just putting your dick directly into the Venus flytrap?
Well, he's got robot arms. If it's trying to fly out, okay, hold on. Let me think about this intelligently. What can I do here? I know.
I am going to fuck this anthill.
I'll hit it with web. That'll work. Sure.
Oh no, you're shooting web all over it. Great.
I'm gonna do the same thing I did to that werewolf, and I'm just gonna blast it with like a combat net and try to scoop it up.
Okay. Upon trying to web the cube starts to materialize the form of a flump that starts trying to pick it out of the web.
Oh, Evan? Is that your name?
Evan does not respond to you and is trying to pick the cube out of the web.
Okay.
New metaphor, anglerfish. Okay? These little spirits that we thought were people, these are just the little lights that they're dangling in front of the mouth.
Right, okay. I guess the important thing is that, all right, there's only two things here. Either Max is dead or Max isn't dead and we can find them, all right? Those are the only two options.
Can we make a roll to see if this is true?
Well, it is a binary state. Either they are or aren't dead.
I will tell you as DM that that binary state does exist. Either Max is dead or Max is not dead.
Right. And so Cammy's like, listen, okay, either Max is dead or either Max isn't dead, and we just need to know where they are. Now, she just sort of takes a sigh, looks around the room a little bit, trying to think through like which one of those two is more likely right now, in her head.
Can I stab Evangelion to stop him from getting the web?
Is this gonna be the end? Is this gonna be the end of Evangelion?
Crit or recklessly attacked for a crit. Fuck this flump.
Okay. Yeah. No. Do some damage.
Okay, I have this thing called Brutal Criticals, which is going to give me another attack and another damage die. So it's a bad day to be Evangelion the Flump. You're going to take 28 damage, and I get to attack again. That's going to recklessly. 16, I think you already said missed Formyth's AC.
Yeah, that has missed Formyth's AC. Yep.
So 28 damage.
Yeah. Evangelion dematerializes, and the cube will simply go. Okay, I see how this is. If you want to know where your friend is, you will let me connect to someone new.
Okay, I actually have a great new host for you, weird little cube. His name is Yaush. We're gonna gift wrap you, and we're gonna leave you on his doorstep and ring the bell and run away.
Formyth just chuckles.
I don't like that.
I think maybe Yash has one already.
Oh, fuck. I didn't even consider that, okay. Oh, no. Oh, no.
I was going to... fuck. I had an idea, but I don't think Beaufort would know about it yet. The soulless, like... Well, no, he would know about the soulless clone bodies.
Yeah.
I wonder if we could trick it into trying to connect to that.
I'm trying to think here, but I'm trying to think of the utility of like, okay.
Oh, wait a second. Hold on. I have an idea. And I'm going to pull Cammy and Wendy aside and go, a while back, one of you mentioned that the engineer on this ship, Trizzy, has an AI boyfriend, a hard light holographic boyfriend.
Yeah, if we're trying to connect this thing to someone disposable, it's either Gronk the AI or a King Humongous the magical construct. I don't think either have souls to eat.
Well, I'm trying to take it a step further. I'm thinking maybe we just have Gronk like display itself over one of these soulless bodies to try to trick it into connecting to it and trap it inside of it. Like trap it in a useless connection.
I mean, that sounds like a fun deception check to me, to trick this little fucker.
Yeah. Is this just one of you trying to deceive, or are you doing this as a group?
I'm willing to do it. I'll cast guidance on myself. I've got a +0. I don't think we have any charisma in this party.
I was going to cast guidance on you, damn it. But
why y'all got guidance? Stop guiding.
Cammy's an Ardling, celestial stuff, so she has guidance as one of her inherent spells.
All right, I cast guidance on myself. I'm going to roll deception. Let's see what we get. Okay, so that's an 8, but I'm going to use Flash of Insight to add 5 to this to make it a 13, and then I roll 1d4. Roll 1d4. All right, so that's a 14.
That is slightly less than I needed. I thought you were going to get that 15. So describe how you start doing this, and I'll tell you where it goes wrong.
Mm-hmm. And my backup plan if this goes wrong is just swing a brick at this cube to hit it into the body. But I think like Beaufort has like contacted Trizzy and said like we need your AI to try to save a member of this crew. We've like confiscated a clone body. I think like we've messaged Captain Slack to try to like arrange this on the fly, and we've like gotten where would we do this? I guess in the med bay. I think that's the only place that we would do this in logistically, like where we would have these bodies ready. Like the AI is displaying itself over it, and maybe like the hollow emitter just flickers for a second.
No, I think I know where this goes wrong. So like Trizzy does say yes to this, but with like some reluctance. And I think the problem comes when you've got Hollow Gronk, over this soulless body. Formyth goes, there's no world in which Trizzy would give up Gronk. I know. This isn't right.
The reputation of their love has spread that far?
Oh, look. Trizzy and Grog do not make a secret of their situation. They are not subtle about each other.
Because I don't know if Trizzy and Max have ever talked on screen, but that in my mind, we see a flashback of Max going about their day, and just in the background, Trizzy and the AI are just making out in the background of every scene.
Oh yeah, no. Like, it's enough of a thing that, like, no one's gonna... that everyone would go like, oh yeah, no, Trizzy made a boyfriend, that is known. No one makes a boyfriend then gives up their made-up boyfriend.
Yeah, they're aggressively making out during like a ship-wide like meeting or commencement ceremony, and then they're aggressively making out in the ship-wide HR meeting about how people shouldn't be doing this.
In the background of the Cone Gauntlet, in the background of the Entertainment Gauntlet.
But yes, Formyth is aware that, like, this is not a thing Trizzy would do.
Okay. You know what? Here's how we're going to do this. I'm going to sign the user agreement and not use you. How's that going to work, huh?
I mean, if you want to sign the user agreement and then just not use me, you're welcome.
Have
we got a deal?
No, stop this. What? You're just getting your second character killed immediately. Oh, wait, I have an idea. Why don't we use that prisoner we have, Veltari? They're not doing anything.
I mean, aren't they no longer on the ship?
Yeah, Wendy hasn't heard yet that Veltari has been.
Yeah. I don't know who would tell you Veltari isn't on the ship, but Veltari's not on the ship.
Beaufort, do you still have that Faraday cage you had that, thing in that you didn't have? Definitely,
He's gonna say no, but nod his head yes.
Okay, can we use that?
No.
It's big enough. It's big enough. So yeah.
You mean that thing that doesn't exist? Yes, it is not big. Wait, fuck.
That Faraday cage is about the perfect size to stick a cube into.
All right. Hey, Formyth, you want to make a deal with me? Come on.
Yeah, that's literally all I want. That is all I want.
Come here. Let's go to some place that's perfect for making an agreement. Then, and then Cammy's just gonna try to lead it along over to Beaufort's place.
Oh, we can be such friends, and I'm gonna help you save the world or whatever it is you want.
Yeah, I guess the image of this is just like Beaufort like sitting around his like doorway with his toolbox Faraday cage for Camby to walk through, and as the cube follows him in, he just swings it through and hits a button as it like mousetrap or like box propped up by a stick falls on it and locks.
Yep, no, you have successfully shut this thing in a box, and thankfully you've shut it in a box that is small enough that there is not room to summon a summonable creature into. There is no additional space for a flump.
All right. Okay, now let's discuss what we're gonna do now.
I can run a battery of tests on it to see what I can figure out. My first thought is that if it's in a different state, maybe it's giving off some kind of radiation, a signal calling back home. Could be something lingering.
I mean, like I said, it could be just a mesh network, right? We could just see what type of ethereal frequencies it's communicating on, and then use that as a way to trace back to wherever the originating hub is, right?
Wendy, you can sense magic, right?
Yeah, within like 50 feet.
Can you see if it's doing anything different than it has before? I mean, maybe it's what Beaver's asking is, it's in a different state. Maybe if you sense magic now, it's going to feel different than what it did when it was like in active use with Max.
Yeah, I use my ability Magic Awareness. When you sense a spell, you learn which school of magic it belongs to, is all it says. Anything else would be Laura's discretion.
Yeah. So I'm going to go DM discretion here a little bit with what I gave you. And I think that what's less important is the school of magic it's giving off. And what's more important is the fact that, like, the magic it's giving off is pulsing. And I think, you've all been on a away team for a while. You recognize SOS in Morse code when you see it.
Mm-hmm. And we just set up a giant sensor array.
Look, this thing is pulsing SOS in little magic pulses.
So should we go away from the Rezubian to try to make sure that whatever's coming to help it doesn't attack the ship?
Yeah, I think we should probably get it off the ship and I guess see if we detect anything else, like anything pinging back, like a confirmation that it's coming, where it's coming from, that sort of thing. So should we run back to the Tully with my toolbox of horrors?
I mean, yeah, as you said, you do now have access to a big satellite array that might be useful for this, and if you wanna go and get off the ship and work out next steps, that is totally an option.
I would say that as they're running, Cammy stops by her room to get some remaining like little supplies. As she is running past Max's quarters, which are right nearby, she looks in, and the main detail to bring attention is the little hydroponics flower garden, which now has a lot more flowers in it, of a variety of types there, including, well, basically every flower type that has been described within Formyth has bloomed in there, and that's just something that she sort of takes note of as she moves along to keep up with Beaufort and Wendy, since she's going to have to be the pilot for this.